as we get this one underway.
I think that's a good move for Purdue to get him on the sidelines. He's a guy who creates a lot of energy all by himself.
And we are underway. Vanderbilt receives the opening kickoff. It'll go through the end zone over the head of Justice Shelton Mosley. And the touchback will bring the Vanderbilt offense onto the field first. They lost 30-6 last week in the debut of Riley Neal as the starting quarterback for Vanderbilt. But you see his career passing yards, 7,478, sixth among all active FBS players. He's a grad transfer from Ball State, back home in his home state of Indiana, trying to get this Vanderbilt offense going on the road. Illinois transfer Keyshawn Vaughn is the running back in the backfield on first down at the 25. Neal on first down to the air, and a bone-crushing hit applied to Kalijah Lipscomb by Ben Holt.
You know, we said about Purdue having to get off to a fast start. Same thing here with this Vanderbilt team. Look, Vanderbilt played a team last week that had NFL guys on their roster all over the place, and they played them well, Kevin. This is a good team. One of the things that they have going for them right now is a good offensive line, and that's what I believe they should establish here in the first quarter.
Second and 10, here's Vaughn. Trying to find some running room, not much there. He gets 2 to the 27. Let's take a look at today's auto owners impact players when Vanderbilt has the football.
Well, the first thing you saw is Keyshawn Vaughn. They're going to have to rely on him. He's a chain mover and a powerful kid. And Lipscomb is in the backside. That kid can make some plays. They've got to get the ball in the hands of guys who can make plays. Karlaftis on the one side, Marcus Bailey are guys where this defense are going to count on. We're going to see Karlaftis right here to see if he can get any pressure.
Marcus Bailey had 10 tackles a week ago, 6 games in double figures last year for the senior from Columbus, Ohio. Third and 8. Neal, pressure comes. Neal in trouble, and he's sacked. Derek Barnes, who had 3 sacks a year ago, drops Riley Neal, and Purdue pitches a 3-and-out.
They ran a stunt to the open side, and the guy who forced him out of the pocket is going to be Karlaftis. We were just talking about him. See, he's coming right here. He forced him to step up, and Barnes does a great job after getting cut and getting back down, so the play's never over until you end it.
Harrison Smith on to punt for Vanderbilt. Rondale Moore, who can create every time he touches the ball, awaiting his first touch on this punt. They ran a fake last week. They won't here. Short punt. Moore at the 42 on the run. One man misses. Second man misses. Down at midfield.
Kid's exciting, Kevin. People forget about him. He is extremely strong. He breaks a lot of tackles.
Just a 33-yard punt, and Rondale Moore sets up Purdue in terrific field position with that 10-yard return. And Elijah Sindelar coming out, trying to get off to a fast start like they did last week on the opening drive against Nevada. 7 for 7, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Now, we know how the game ended, but for 3 quarters last week, Matt, Elijah Sindelar was terrific.
And it's important. The main reason it's important is because it establishes some confidence back in the quarterback.
That's Moore in motion. Swing pass to Moore behind the line of scrimmage. Moore trying to get to the edge, and he goes out of bounds after just a 1-yard gain. Alan George chasing him out. That's one of the things that we expect to see a lot from Jeff Brom's offense today. They want to work the ball from behind the line of scrimmage, get Moore in space, and turn him out to the outside.
Kevin, I was excited for this game because this is a great matchup of coaching. Jeff Brom is one of the best play callers in the country, and this is a great defense that is going to be going after in terms of being aggressive. We
were talking with him yesterday as Horvath stopped shy of 46 about how his approach to the start of games works with that fast start Sindelar had last week. And he says he's an 8-play guy on the script to start his game, and then he goes from there.
Well, when I watch Jeff Brom, I see a lot of Bill Walsh in him. And of course, he was with the 49ers. He's taken a lot of that philosophy and dumped it into this offense.
Feels like a good guy to try to emulate. Third down for Purdue. Sindelar to the air. Moore swarmed immediately at the 45. You know that number 4 is going to get the attention of this Vanderbilt defense all day long.
Well, here's a couple things going, okay? they have to get rid of the ball quickly because this defensive line is more talented than this offensive line. So the ball's going to come out fast, which means on the defensive side, they're going to jump their coverages. So if they can gain any time, double moves will work exceptionally well.
It's a short one. It'll bounce, take a bit of a Purdue roll, and it'll die near the 19-yard line. Each defense off to a good start here in West Lafayette. Scoreless at Ross-Ade Stadium alongside Matt Millen with Rick Pizzo on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. Second offensive series coming up for Vanderbilt after Purdue went 3 and out. Both defenses, Matt Millen, off to a good start.
Yeah, both get 3 and outs. And both are aggressive. You saw a couple of blitzes from both sides. This is going to be an interesting sideline game. These coaching staffs are going to be a huge part of what happens today.
Now it's Nick Holt's term on the defensive side for Purdue. On first down, Neal to Vaughn, penetration. Vaughn bouncing off a tackle and gets good yardage out near the 24-yard line.
Keyshawn Vaughn's an interesting player for me. So when you watch him, you think, oh, he doesn't have elite speed, but then he gains the ground. If you give him an opening, he's going to take it. He can accelerate. But what his strength is between the tackles. He's a physical guy. He lowers his pad level. He doesn't go down easy. You see just right there, it's 2nd and 5. It gets sneaky yards when Keyshawn Vaughn carries the ball.
He had 180 yards in 2015 with the Illini against the Boilermakers. Neal off play action, rolls into pressure and has to get rid of this one. He rolled, and right in his face was Marcus Bailey. And it's third down.
Beyond the neutral zone, the quarterback was outside the tackle box. Therefore, there is no foul for intentional grounding. Third down.
Nicely done by Marcus Bailey, just getting off the block and then forcing the whole thing, because the route was there, but he didn't have the time or the accuracy to be able to make it because of the pressure.
And both of these teams are going to look in that direction, the direction of the tight end, all day long. Two terrific tight ends, Jared Pinkney for Vanderbilt, Bryson Hopkins for Purdue. Both figured to be big parts of the offensive game plan today. Pinkney motioning to the bottom of your screen. Neal looking that direction, and it's incomplete.
Really good coverage.
That's Dedrick Mackey. We weren't sure what he was going to be able to do today, battling that groin injury that Rick talked about at the start of the broadcast. He looked pretty good there, Matt.
Well, he lined up and took the inside position away, which is exactly what you have to do. He was on an island all by himself. They motioned out. So now the quarterback gets a clean read, and that's what you want to be able to see. But Mackey jumped the coverage and sets up this 4th down. Just really well done. Good coverage.
Second straight 3 and out from the Purdue defense. Second punt for Harrison Smith. Moore will have to call the fair catch. Comes up to make it near the 37-yard line. And a timeout here in West Lafayette. Purdue offense going back to work when we return. Earlier today here in West Lafayette, they dedicated the student gate, the Tyler Trent student gate. His parents were the first ones to go through it. Of course, Tyler inspired so many of us with his strength, courage, passion, and faith during his 5-year battle with cancer. Today, on what would have been his 21st birthday, the gate is dedicated, and Tyler will welcome students into Ross-Ade Stadium for generations to come. Terrific honor for a wonderful Purdue fan, but someone who's impacted lives far beyond his fandom of the Boilermakers. On first down, Sindelar under a lot of heat and good coverage downfield. Kenny Hebert with a little bit of pressure at its second down.
Quarterback had been outside the tackle box and threw the pass beyond
impact
the
players
neutral
on this side of the ball, Matt.
Well, Rondale Moore goes without saying. You got to get the ball to him. And Bryson Hopkins is another guy. So those are the two guys who can make some plays on this offense. They've got to get the ball in their hands. Defensively, I'll tell you what, the Tid kid, I like him a lot. He and another freshman on the inside. And then Mango, the kid, is a guy who can have, he's big and he's long. and he can get great pressure from the outside.
Sindelar to throw again on second down, open at the 42-yard line. That's Milton Wright, and Wright down near the 43-yard line in the arms of Kenny Hebert.
Okay, so they both went 3 and out. Both these offenses. So field position is going to be a huge play today. Right now, Purdue have the advantage in terms of field position. They'll be working with a shorter field until they get a score here, or unless you get a big play. But that's going to be a big part of how this game goes today.
3rd down and 4. Vanderbilt running personnel on late. Sindelar chased on the run, trying to find Hopkins, and he threw it behind him. Caleb Peart was hot on the heels of Elijah Sindelar, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Sindelar needs to make that throw. He can feel the pressure. He knows he's going to his right. He has lots of time. He just doesn't make the right throw. He needed to come from behind. Instead, he threw it to the top side. Not conducive to a fast start.
Neither offense finding much grip early in this game. Brooks Cormier to punt. His first punt of the day. Purdue's second, as this will be a short punt, takes a nice Vanderbilt hop, and they'll have good field position at the 33. Elijah Sindelar getting some coaching help on the sidelines. Jeff Brom not happy with that last play. A flat State College, home of Penn State, of course, where Matt Millen played. Not flat there. Swing pass on 1st down to Vaughn, trying to get him to the edge. Purdue right there, and Vaughn finds some yardage out near the 36-yard line. Give him 4 as Jalen Graham, the true freshman, makes the stop for Purdue.
There's those sneaky yards again. I mean, he's trapped behind the line of scrimmage, and he picks up a good 4 yards. So he's one of those guys with the ball's in his hands. You look up at the end of the game, like, man, he had over 100. And he doesn't necessarily have the big plays all the time.
Well, and if you ask somebody who was second in the SEC in rushing last year, I doubt Keyshawn Vaughn's name would come up a lot. But he had 1,244 yards rushing a year ago for Vanderbilt. And Vaughn in trouble. He'll lose yardage here, and there's Derek Barnes. Penetration all the way back to the 29. Vaughn is buried for a loss of 7.
This is just well done by Barnes. You're going to see him up in the top side up here. Watch how he keeps leverage to the top side. Heck, nobody even touches him. And so he's going to try to bounce to the outside, and he just takes an angle and makes a big play, and he got 3rd and long.
We're seeing early Nick Holt rotating more through the defensive line than he did last week. Freshman Branson Dean into the game early along that defensive line. Keon Brooks, the running back in the backfield.
They're playing it 2 deep.
3rd and 13. Neal over the middle, and it's his tight end, Jared Pinkney, reaching up to grab it for the 1st down.
Yeah, and then it's one of the guys who can make plays in this offense. And so when you're in a 2-deep zone, the middle of the field is wide open. It's incumbent upon the inside backer to be able to take that away. So they just ran him off. They tried to, looked like they may even have tried to man him with the safety. But if you're manning a safety and you open the middle of the field up, you're going to try to stay to the top side. That means the underneath throw is right there.
First down for either team. That one 19 yards on 3rd down to move the chains. Neal will try the air again, going deep. He's got Lipscomb open, and he's got it inside the 10. Lipscomb fighting to the 5 before he's finally pulled down at the 4. Dedrick Mackey saved the touchdown for the moment, but Kalijah Lipscomb getting his biggest play of the year at 43 yards.
Well, they're playing a cover 2 again, so it's the outside receiver. The part of that's on the safety, but you're going to watch Mackey. He was in a trail position, which a perfect throw beats you, and that's exactly what happened. That's a great throw.
Vanderbilt held out of the end zone last week by Georgia, knocking on the door midway through the 1st here. Vaughn probing the left side, still on his feet, and he lunges down to the 1. He was once recruited by Purdue, Keyshawn Vaughn, went to Illinois, and now part of the Vanderbilt program.
I would just keep on feeding Vaughn. He just picks up those yards that are hard yards, and this is where it gets really tough inside.
Second and goal, Vaughn again, leaping into the end zone for the touchdown, and Vanderbilt strikes first in West Lafayette.
So Vaughn got the score, but the offensive line, that's their touchdown. They moved that line of scrimmage about 3 yards back. Vaughn just followed him in. Watch him coming off the ball. It's just, heck, he doesn't get touched. He doesn't get touched till he's across the goal line.
Big improvement from that Vanderbilt offensive line, and good snaps by Grant Miller. That was a struggle last week for this Commodore offense. Gay on for the extra point, and it makes it a 7-0 lead for Vanderbilt on the road. Keyshawn Vaughn capping the drive, and the Commodores on top. 7-0 Vanderbilt. Where it ended for the Commodores was on a Keyshawn Vaughn touchdown. And now the Commodores will kick off to Rondale Moore. Moore from the 5. At the 20, a little cutback and a hurdle out to the 30-yard line. 25-yard return for Rondale Moore as we check in with Rick Pizzo.
Kevin, when Elijah Sindelar takes the field, he'll have a little less backside than he did 5 minutes ago, because after that most recent 3-and-out, Jeff Brom chewed part of it off. Among the things that Brom said to his quarterback, snap out of it. If you want to keep playing, you better show me that you can make a play. Brom continued in on Sindelar, who looked around for help. There were no quarterbacks to be found. Brom walked down the sideline. Suddenly all of his quarterback friends were there pumping him up. Brom turned around to go back at Sindelar. It was like the parting of the Red Sea as the rest of the quarterback room made for the bench.
Oh, that's hilarious.
See how he responds on first down off play action. Good protection over the middle, open, and to midfield and more is Amon Anderson, who gets popped at the 47 of Vanderbilt.
That looked worse than it was when he went vertical and he's in the air. You know, you're going to get drilled all over the place.
Looked bad to me.
But I'll tell you what, Sindelar can handle Jeff Brom. That's what you do. You come back and you thread one, just like he did. Ball came out of his hand perfectly, but most importantly, he had time to throw the ball.
And that offensive line with good protection, and he found a freshman that Jeff Brom told us yesterday has 2 things in his favor: attitude and confidence.
Oh yeah, and the biggest thing is confidence.
Moore, a little bobble on the exchange, and Vanderbilt got it. We got a big man running.
They called it
They're going
back.
to call it an incomplete pass. It is not an advance or a turnover. Stone Edwards had visions of dancing in the end zone.
Okay, here's the difference. We'll show you the difference. Right there. See how he, just as he pushes, just only his fingers, but that's a pass. It's not a handoff. And because of that, that's why teams have gone to that.
Of course, for Purdue fans, it was dredging up bad memories from last week. 5 turnovers in that game against Nevada, the loss 34-31.
You know, the flip side to that, I said, well, if they handed it off, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Sindelar off play action. Fires dropped at the 35-yard line. Wide open was Bryson Hopkins. That's his 2nd drop of the year.
Yeah, last week he killed him. Sindelar overthrew him in the end zone, then he came back and dropped one, which would have given a first down inside. This takes away a big first down as well. You've got to be consistent. If you're a guy that they're saying this is a quality player, you have to play quality.
He was the Mackey tight end award winner of the week last week. Despite that drop, he had the 6 catches. He was a little under the weather at Nevada. Said he was feeling much, much better this week, but not the way he wanted to start. 3rd and 10. Sindelar, good protection again. Here's Rondale Moore on the first down to the 28-yard line. A strike from Sindelar to Moore for 19, and Alan George on the stop.
It all starts with the protection. Protection is the big deal, and he has the time. He's able to step and throw. And look, this kid can spin the ball well. And you're going to single up Rondale Moore. He's going to beat a single every time. Even if you keep a safety over the top, he'll beat you.
Little pace now for Purdue. Off play action, Sindelar throwing to the sideline. Bell is there as David Bell dodges out of bounds. His 2nd catch of the year. out at the 14. Cam Watkins shoves him out, but a pickup of 14.
Hey, Kevin, this has surprised me a little bit with the protection he's getting from this offensive line. This is way better than it was a week ago. So you want Sindelar to get in rhythm, you better give him time to throw, and they're doing that right now.
Well, Jeff Brom told us, he said, look, our line's young. We knew it going in. They're going to get better every week. He was confident in those kids, and they're showing it on this drive. From the 14. Another good protection for Sindelar. Dumps it off short. Anthrop gets popped down near the 12 after a 2-yard pickup.
So you only have 5 receivers out, right? Because you got 5 linemen in, and you have a quarterback. So they rushed 3 and dropped 8. And what that does is it just shrinks the field. Now, it shrinks automatically when you get down there because you only have 10 yards in the end zone. The angles change a lot, but when you're flooded with 8 defenders, it's really tough to find somebody.
2nd and 8. That's Moore in motion out of the backfield. Sindelar over the middle, threads the needle to Hopkins for the touchdown.
Let's go back to Rick Pizzo, what he had to say. You just saw a guy respond to tough coaching. That tells you about good mental toughness. And let me tell you something, that throw right there, that was money. That thing came out like a bullet, and it had to be in a small space, and it was right on time.
And we saw Bryson Hopkins, who had a drop earlier in the drive, snared that one with velocity and took it in for 6. We're knotted up at 7 apiece. 3:57 remaining in this first half. Elijah Sindelar challenged on the sideline by his head coach, Jeff Brom. Challenge met. Touchdown, Bryson Hopkins. Brand new ball game at Purdue. Well, as Rick Pizzo reported, Jeff Brom with some aggressive counseling for his quarterback Elijah Sindelar after the previous drive.
I like aggressive counseling.
Yes.
I like that. He'll have friends on the sideline now.
Oh, yeah.
They won't abandon him.
Impressive answer for Purdue as the kickoff goes through the end zone for the touchback for Vanderbilt. So now the touchdown score, we saw Sindelar's reaction. What about Jeff Brom? How'd he react? Subdued. There's a lot of football left.
Yeah, but what he's not showing you is what's going on inside. Now he's excited about that. He's excited about that because he believes in this kid. He believes Sindelar has it, and Sindelar just showed it.
Here's our scoring drive brought to you by Speedway. 7 plays, 71 yards, and the 12-yard touchdown catch by Bryson Hopkins.
Redeemed himself.
And now we go back to work on the Vanderbilt side with Pinckney in motion on first down. Here's Vaughn again. On first down, trying to bounce to the outside. Holt got the first contact, and then Kai Higgins finished him off.
Yeah, but the play was really made by Marcus Bailey. Marcus Bailey held the edge and forced everything to stop, or he would have been able to get that, and then forced it back inside, and they set up this 2nd and 9 or 10, whatever it is. Nicely played by Bailey. He's one of those guys. Yeah, he's one of those guys, Kev, that they're relying on. He had a lot of experience, good football player. Sees things well, diagnoses well.
Vaughn with a bit of a hole, steps out of tackle. Good balance by Vaughn. And Vaughn shifty all the way out to the 49-yard line as we check back in with Rick Pizzo.
Keyshawn Vaughn is down, now being helped up by his teammates. He has been jawing at the Purdue players every time he touches the ball. Sure, he has history inside the Big Ten, and I have a feeling, fellas, when this game appeared on Vanderbilt's schedule, he circled it. He has had success here before, and he was planning on it again today, and he is letting the Purdue defense know about it every time he has a significant play on O.
He was shaking his arm as he came off the field, almost like he hit his funny bone.
It looked like there was something in his back when he got up.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Shelton Mosley in motion. He'll get the handoff. The grad transfer from Harvard. He's got speed, and Ben Holt with an ankle tackle at the 46-yard line. Well, as Rick mentioned, Keyshawn Vaughn saw this game on the schedule and was excited about it. Why? Because in 2015, he had himself a day. 16 carries, 180 yards, 3rd most of his career, 2 touchdowns to boot. in the 2015 matchup when he was with Illinois against Purdue. Now he's been stretched out on the sidelines, and the first carry in the career of true freshman Keon Brooks gets a first down for Vanderbilt. Ben Holt with the tackle.
Take a look at Keyshawn Vaughn there on the sideline, getting a little bit of work with his backup. All he has to really do is follow that offensive line. They are getting a great push on the inside. And that's really where this Purdue defense is weak, their defensive tackles. And they're missing a big piece of that in this defense with the Lorenzo Neal out.
First down to Purdue 40. Another handoff for Brooks. This time he'll lose yardage. Back of the 43, Cornell Jones, Anthony Watts, and a horde of Boilermakers there to bury Brooks behind the line.
Yeah, Cornell Jones made some play. He doesn't necessarily make the tackle, but what he does is he beats the center like a drum, comes across, and now Keyshawn Vaughn back in the game.
But they'll give it instead on a little misdirection with C.J. Bowler. A flag down as the ball goes flying in the air, cradled by the center, Grant Miller, who saves the possession for the Commodores. Still down on the field is Jared Pinkney, the tight end.
C.J. Bowler, the ball carrier.
A lot happening there. You see Pinkney down. That would be a huge loss for Vanderbilt. Preseason second team all SEC this year at tight end. Nobody at the tight end position in the SEC
Holding
has more
number
yardage.
80 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
And to add a little insult to the injury, he's called for the hold as he's down on the turf. He's not happy.
I think he's more mad at the holding call than he is about getting hurt.
Second and 23. Shelton Mosley on a screen. Weaves back into Purdue territory near the 49-yard line. Marcus Bailey on the stop. Before the action kicks off on Saturdays, Dave Revson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith, and Michelle McMahon get the excitement started. BTN Tailgate Saturdays 10 a.m. Eastern, presented by Tums on BTN and the Fox Sports app. With the meal that Jerry DiNardo had last night, he may have had to reach for some of those Tums this morning.
He didn't share either. That's
No,
what got
that
me.
was the
I
worst
couldn't
thing.
believe it.
That's going to take us to the end of this first quarter as well. Vanderbilt won't snap it on 3rd and 20 from midfield. Derek Mason's squad on the road, even up with Purdue at 7 apiece. Tyler Strong, forever our captain. Tyler Trent's gate dedicated today on what would have been his 21st birthday, and the crowd singing happy birthday to Tyler during the break here between the first and the start of the second quarter. Second quarter begins 3rd and 20 from midfield.
3 rushes, they're dropping 8.
Neal, little shovel pass to Vaughn. He's trying to get a little yardage, but he's not going to get very far. Down to the 45, Marcus Bailey, who's been all over the field, makes another tackle.
Bailey playing exceptionally well. He came with his A game today. And they're going to need it. This is just the start of this thing. This is going to be a really good game. It already has.
Evenly matched so far. Harrison Smith will punt it away to Rondale Moore.
Rondale Moore is the field position changer.
Vanderbilt ran a fake punt last week. Not here on 4th and 15, however. This one will bounce to the 2. Makes a nice turn. What a punt by Harrison Smith. No chance for Rondale Moore to change field position there, as Purdue will start at the 2, down by Elijah Hamilton.
Talk about changing field position. There it was.
First 3 drives, you see 3 and out, and then the 7-play, 71-yard drive for the touchdown. As Purdue will line up with Alfred Armour and the fullback spot, Xander Horvath at the tailback, and a quick swing to Moore, bobbles it, spins away. Rondale Moore out near a first down at the 11-yard line. A spin around B.J. Anderson and a face full of turf to close the play. On 2nd and 1. Not much up the middle, but he didn't need much. King Doru with the carry there, and Doru has the first down.
All they have to do, Kevin, is move the chains. Just got to get first down after first down down here. You don't have to necessarily rely on a big play, although they have that capability.
Sindelar over the middle. He overshot Payne Durham. His tight end was open as we head to Chicago, also open. Mike Hall for this T-Mobile studio update. Mike, thanks so much. There is no doubt that Michigan defensive coordinator Don Brown was looking ahead to this game and dreading this game with Army for a lot of reasons. Sindelar on 2nd down. Open is Durham, and he hits him this time, and a freshman tight end with his first catch. And across the 35, Brendan Harris makes the tackle near the 38-yard line, a pickup of 26 and a first down.
Again, good protection, and it's a crossing route, so it's going to take a little bit more time. Does a nice job. He's able to thread the needle on this one, and they go hurry up.
Boy, and flags all over the place. There's motion.
Yeah, motion.
Almost everybody on the field was
Before
moving.
the snap, false start, offensive line, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Curlis, our referee, says, I'm not even going to designate who it was. It's just the line. That line has done a pretty good job.
They have.
Matt Millen.
They really have. Well, there's some good kids now in that defense. Odangbo, you moved him down inside to the inside. That kid can play. Number 10 defensive tackle right now.
1st and 15. Horvath running that direction. There's Odangbo on top of Horvath at the end of the play. As you speak of Deo Odangbo, the junior from Irving, Texas, makes the play.
Yeah, he has the ability to play inside and outside. When they rush him inside, they'll move him inside, and they move him around a lot. But on the outside, he's tough to handle. He's got a nice big frame on him, and he's raw. He's still learning.
Now another guy who's a standout early for this Vanderbilt defense has just come into the middle of that line. Davion Davis, the freshman wearing number 55.
I like him a lot. Kid can play.
2nd and 13. That's Moore in motion. Sindelar will swing it to Moore. Moore tripped up. Excellent ankle tackle by Randall Haney. He took one shot diving at the left ankle of Rondale Moore, and he makes the stop.
Well, here's the thing. So he didn't take a shot at the ankle. He took a shot at the middle of him. But all he caught was the ankle. And so that's what you have to do when you're going against a guy like Rondale Moore. They know he can make you miss, so you got to take your shot. Well done by Haney.
3rd and 15.
Free play.
Sindelar on the free play gets blasted by Deo Odangbo.
Yeah, Odangbo beat the tackle clean.
Offside, number 8, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Yeah, you can see he jumped that count right there. Polino Belbo to Dangbo. Dangbo, he's pretty good.
It's a play that didn't count, but Elijah Sindelar will certainly feel the effects of that non-existent play. 3rd and 10 now for Purdue.
They're staying in the 2 deep. Let's see if they get to the middle of the field.
That's where he's looking, pocket collapsing. Sindelar jump ball through the hands of Anderson and incomplete. Coverage from Cam Watkins, the former Fighting Illini. And a flag down at the 35.
Holding, number 7, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's a big penalty. Vanderbilt thought they'd gotten off the field, and Purdue now with a new set of downs.
That's a big penalty. So they take away, let's see.
right there.
Oh, I see him. Yep.
Came across with Horvath, I believe.
Yeah, he just ran with him the whole time and latched onto him.
Matt McCann, Purdue's right tackle, or right guard rather, slow to get up. You see him limping to the sidelines. Mark Stickford coming in. All 5 starters played all 82 snaps last week on this offensive line, so this is the first rotation that we've seen for Purdue along the line, with Stickford coming in thanks to the injury to McCann. Officials are trying to get Purdue going here. Was not a timeout as McCann got to the sidelines. Play clock running down to 13.
And McCann's right back out on the field. No, is that 78 or 79? I can't see.
It's not. It's 78 out
78,
there.
okay. It's not good. He's asking his tight end what to do.
From the 48 after the penalty. Sindelar on the sideline looking for Moore, and Rondale Moore had his helmet knocked off in the collision, looking for that one. As we go back to Chicago, Mike Hall has a T-Mobile studio update.
Sindelar pass incomplete, intended for Rondale Moore. Second down.
Mike Hall, current with his Antonio Brown reference.
Yeah.
Second and 10 at the 48. Sindelar will set up the screen. Nice catch by Horvath, but he's in trouble, and a loss thrown by Kenny Bear.
Sindelar's pass complete.
Back downstairs we go to Rick Pizzo.
Kevin, Matt McCann was unable to get off the field and was taken directly into the tent. He's having treatment right now on what appears to be a left ankle injury. Jeff Brom told us one of the areas where Purdue has the least amount of depth is on that offensive line. That's why all those starters played every snap, and McCann not only starts at right guard, but remember, he is also the backup at right tackle. So another injury could affect Purdue not once but twice on that O-line.
Some youth and inexperience along that line, and moving up front, another free play. Sindelar on the roll into traffic, and that is a jump ball that's intercepted by Vanderbilt. Deshaun Jerkins came up with the loose ball. It's an interception, but it's also a free play for Purdue, as Rutger Reitmeyer was well offside. There are 2 flags down. We may also
There are
have
2
a late
fouls on
hit.
the play. Offside, number 94, defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 94, defense. 50-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Yeah, they're going to call that every time. Doesn't look like much, but he had an opportunity to be able to stop. So pushing from the backside. That's a huge. Look. This is the second big third down penalty of this drive.
This drive should have ended long ago for Purdue, but Vanderbilt's defense with 2 critical penalties, and it's first down at the Vandy 39. Sindelar, a little step in the pocket, throws it short, and fighting for extra yardage, David Bell out at the 27-yard line, 12-yard gain. Caleb Peart with the tackle.
Good concept on the play. They take Rondale Moore, motion him out, that widens it, and then he take him and run him deep. It vacates the underneath side, and they just take Bell and run him underneath. Really well done. That goes to Jeff Brom's play calling, which I thought would be the game changer in this. He was the wild card in this game.
Motion from Antler. Sindelar over the middle, looping up, but Hopkins just had it deflect off his fingertips. That's a tough play to make for Bryson Hopkins, especially as Jerkins and Daly sandwiched him.
That is a hard play to make when you're reaching out like that. It was in his hands, though. To be great, you make that play. And that's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy to do.
And a timeout will be utilized by Purdue. And now a 2nd down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Moore in the backfield. He'll motion. Sindelar will swing it to Rondale Moore. Drops it
Can't do that.
at the 28-yard line. Let's go to Mike Hall once more for a T-Mobile studio update. Boy,
Remember what I said last week?
I know
about
it.
Maryland?
Coach Loxley
Loxley, hey, he's a good coach.
at the shell.
The shell.
3rd and 10 at the 26. Little screen set up for Anderson. Anderson trying to get away. Look at Vanderbilt swarm to Anderson. Finally, Andre Mintz finishes him off. But there were 4 Commodores around the freshman wide receiver.
Get back. Get to the football all the time. That's what you have to do for a good defense, and that's exactly what you saw there. And you're going to see that with Derek Mason coach teams. Jason Tarver, their defensive coordinator, they're from the same cut from the same cloth. You will get to the ball, and they did just that.
J.D. Dellinger trying to match his career high for 42 yards. He hit it against Penn State in 2016. Hit a 57-yarder in high school. This from 42 for the lead for Dellinger. Has the distance, but it fades wide right, and it's no good, and we stay at 7-7. 8:32 remaining in the first half. He's watching a good ball game right now.
Yeah, he is.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for Vanderbilt going back to work. And off play action, Riley Neal with time, and Neal going up top over the middle and incomplete. Looking for C.J. Bowler. We're looking for Rick Pizzo. He's on the sidelines.
Kevin, you found me. Purdue would love to see Lorenzo Neal on the field. Big defensive tackle, hasn't played a snap this year, but in this game, he's doing everything he can to help the defense anyway. Almost like a player coach. He's been up on the bench during every defensive snap, and he's actually taking notes. He's writing down if defensive players missed a gap, if they didn't tackle exactly the way he would have tackled, and then when those players come over the sidelines, he hops off the bench, shows him those notes, and tells them what they need to do better the next time.
Players know players.
There's Vaughn on 2nd down. And Holt there first to meet him behind the line of scrimmage. Really good push again by Purdue to get into the backfield and throw off that running play. George Karloftis involved as well.
The 58 there, that was Branson Dean. That kid made the play. He held the edge, forced everything back inside, and then Holt was able to come up and clean it.
The motion man for Vanderbilt on 3rd down.
Got the backside one-on-one.
Neal in trouble, and Neal is dropped.
Great coverage. Great coverage. He was looking for the one-on-one to the outside, but it was well covered. So he just pulled it down and tried to take off and run. Nicely done by that defense. Yeah, watch his coverage on the backsides. He's going to come. He's got a corner on top of him the whole way. Nowhere to go with that. Actually, he bailed on that a little bit too soon.
But again, Marcus Bailey involved in a play. He has been everywhere for that Purdue defense today. Smith to punt it away to Rondale Moore. Angling to the sideline, keeping it away from Moore, and it goes out of bounds. And a timeout here in West Lafayette. Where else would you rather be in West Lafayette, though? On a perfect 70-something degree day? Bright sunshine?
Gorgeous day.
7-7 ball game. Purdue starts in midfield. Sindelar off play action. Pressure coming late. Throwing over the middle, and the catch made at the 25-yard line by David Bell.
Into really tight coverage, but he had some time, was able to step in and throw. He was getting pressure from the outside. But Sindelar, this is a great throw. Tell you what, I'd start shooting his rear end before every game. Holy smokes. He's playing well right now. And let me say this right now, they are not balanced offensively. They have run for like 5 yards.
Sindelar from an empty backfield. Pressure coming. Sindelar backside pressure, and he hangs on to the football as Kenny Hebert tried to chop it out of his hands.
Kenny Hebert's a good football player. He makes a lot of plays. Usually when you follow him, you follow and find the ball.
Matt McCann, we saw him limp off earlier, trying to get himself stretched out and back into this game for the Boilermakers along that offensive line. 2nd and 9 at the 24. Moore and Bell to the top of your screen. Sindelar looking for Rondale Moore. He's got it inside the 5. Look at the strength of Rondale Moore. Fights his way to the 2.
Again, protection was there, which allowed him to be able to find it. And I want you to watch the adjustment on Rondale Moore. So he beats him, he finds the seam, right? The ball's thrown to the other side. He was expecting it inside. He adjusts in mid-flight and then still has the power to be able to set up this 1st and goal. That's just really well done.
One of the things we were talking with Jeff Brom about yesterday was the underrated power aspect of Rondale Moore. He says, look, he's 5'9", 180, but he kills it in the weight room.
I was talking to the strength coach. He's saying this kid squatted over 600 pounds.
First down and goal. Sindelar, play action to the end zone. Caught Payne Durham, his first touchdown.
Sindelar made really nice throws on that drive, including this touchdown.
Payne Durham had his first career catch earlier in the day. Now his first career touchdown. Puts the Boilermakers on top as Dellinger comes on for the extra point. 14-7. Purdue with the advantage over Vanderbilt. Neil Armstrong certainly would be pleased with the play of Elijah Sindelar. I assume 14-7. Purdue with the advantage.
He took a big step for mankind on that last one.
He did. Took a big step into the good graces of his head coach on that last drive. Line drive kickoff through the end zone for the touchback. Let's go back to that touchdown, Ben.
So Kevin, I love the concept. So what they're going to do is they're going to run somebody short and get somebody to the back of the end zone, and they put the defender in a position to have to make a choice. And then it's incumbent upon one guy, and that's the quarterback. See the defender, he had to make a choice. So he jumped underneath. The defender got in front too far, and then Sindelar throws the ball to the backside of the end zone, and there's the difference in the play.
It's hard to blame the choice because you've got two tight ends out there. Do you go with the guy who's all-world and Bryson Hopkins, or the freshman that you've never watched before?
Generally, you play it from deep to short. He chose short first, and it killed him.
From the 25 on first down, here's Vaughn. Picking his way over the left side, and he rolls near the 30-yard line. Anthony Watts on the tackle for Purdue.
Yeah, Watts tracked him from the backside the whole time, which means the front side did a good job of holding him up so he could get there.
This offense for Vanderbilt really struggled last week, but that was against Georgia. Some people think by the end of the year, Georgia could be one of the top teams in college football, as they are now at the end of the season. 2nd and 5, swing past Lipscomb. Nice move trying to get to the edge. Kalijah Lipscomb close to the first down. Former BTN To Go users, the Fox Sports app is now the exclusive place to stream Big Ten events from BTN, Fox, and FS1. Download the Fox Sports app today on your smartphone, tablet, and connected devices, and never miss a second of the action.
They're going to go 3rd and 1. It's going to be short yardage, and you're going to say, okay, Keyshawn Vaughn's going to carry this football. So what do you do on the flip side is you give numbers in the box. You got to load up the box. They'll try to split you out, which they're trying to do right now, but you got to get an extra defender down inside right now. They're bringing a strong safety. They got to kick those backers over.
Two tight ends to the near side. The bottom of your screen as Vaughn probes up the middle and has the first down to the 38-yard line. Kai Higgins on the stop. They were just 1 for 5 on 3rd before that conversion.
So when things aren't going well, what you do is you go back and you just start pounding it for a little bit. That's what if I were them offensively right now, Jerry Godowski, their offensive coordinator, I would just start pounding Vaughn. Let them start beating up that inside. And then they start biting harder, and then you throw it over the top.
First down in the 2nd quarter for Vanderbilt. From the 37-yard line. Play action. Good blitz pickup. And a good strike thrown to the tight end, Jared Pinckney, back on the field. Down to the Purdue 46, Ben Holt on the tackle.
That's a nice throw. That ball was well thrown right to the spot it had to be. Pinckney got in that seam. Had time to throw. Good protection. He took a hit right at the end, too. But well thrown ball.
C.J. Bowler motioning to the other side. New set of downs, 1st and 10 at the 46. And the toss out to Lipscomb, Elijah Lipscomb. Nice reversal. Little stick and move, and he's down to the 34 with another first down. We go back down to Rick Pizzo.
Kevin, we saw Payne Dunham's touchdown catch. The redshirt freshman could be utilized more. Bryson Hopkins is on the bench, just doesn't look right. We know he was sick last week against Nevada. He's telling the training staff he simply can't drink any more water, asking for them to sponge cold water over his head and his back. It's something we'll keep an eye on.
Yeah, he was under the weather last week, really limited what he felt like he was capable of doing. He was throwing up, as his coach said, all over the place, and still ended up with 6 catches for 84 yards, and Nevada is not feeling quite right yet. Coach Durham, though, has done a nice job or Payne Durham, rather, in his opportunities to get himself into the end zone for the first time in his career. Second and 8. Vaughn with a hole. Flag down. Vaughn lowering the helmet, driving in to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold, and it's going to come back. But you saw the power right there. He just lowered his shoulders, ran right over him. That's a 6-man box right there. They're running right at it.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 56, offense. That penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot and replay second down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56, offense. That penalty is 15 yards from the succeeding spot. Replay second down. That was number 56's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Matt, we've seen Vanderbilt defensively hurt themselves with penalties in this first half. Now offensively, a promising drive derailed by 2 critical penalties, marching Vanderbilt back into their own territory at the 43. 6 for 65 in the penalty department today.
Well, I know Derek Mason is not going to be pleased. I don't know what the heck happened to him. He's just yapping, and that's it.
Looked like he was signaling first down. It's not first down. 2nd and 33. Here's Vaughn back into Purdue territory, still on his feet. Finally pulled down at the Purdue 46-yard line by Brennan Thieneman. There's still some talking.
Keyshawn, like Rick was talking about, Keyshawn came out talking, and he's still talking. And there's no reason to stop talking because he's running all over him.
Purdue calls timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. So Vaughn with 49 yards rushing and the Vanderbilt touchdown. 3rd and 22 as Purdue called the timeout to salvage some time to perhaps mount a late first half scoring drive. Neal on 3rd down and long. And the play stops with a flag down.
Before the snap, false start, number 73 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Jonathan
Please reset
Stewart
the game clock to 1:24.
with the false start.
1:24 on the game clock, please.
Coming up at halftime, Mike Hall, Coach Glenn Mason, and Joshua Perry will get you caught up on week 2 of the Big Ten on the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups halftime report. Always good to see Mace and Joshua Perry in the studio, and Mike Hall is there too. 3rd and 27. Just a three-man rush. Neal over the middle. Pinckney plucks it out of the air and down near the 25-yard line.
He is about a half a yard short of the first down.
So now you've got a little decision. 4th and short. Do you try a long field goal, or do you try to go for it here?
I'd give it to Keyshawn Vaughn. They haven't stopped him for anything. He's got 50 yards so far, 49 yards in the first half. I'd hand it to him and let that offensive line blow out the middle like they have been doing.
Eric Mason will call timeout. Decision time, Matt Millen, for Vanderbilt. 4th and 1, and it's not even a full yard. They need to get it in between the 25 and 24-yard line. What do you do?
If I'm Mace, I go for it. They have not showed they can stop those inside three coming off the ball with Keyshawn Vaughn. His power behind it all. It looks like Vaughn's coming back on the field.
He's trying to coax the decision. The decision's made. They're going for it. Vanderbilt with 2 timeouts left, so if they get the first down, they've got time to work with here. 58 seconds left in 2 timeouts. Turning down what would be about a 42-yard field goal try for Riley Gay, who went for 46.
Low man wins here, Kevin, on the D-line. You got to get off the ball. Oh, you just moved. Now you just changed the whole philosophy. Now they kick it.
False start, number 56, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's Sage Young, was jawing earlier, backed him up initially, and now this costs him 5 and a chance at a 4th down conversion. On comes Riley Gay for a long field goal. 8 penalties for 75 yards.
Tell you what, Mason's not going to be happy. Coach Mason's not going to be happy with the John going on the field.
48-yard try for Riley Gay. 2 for 2 last week. His long of 46, career long 53. The snap was a little bit high. Good job to get it down, and the kick is good for Riley Gay, and the senior from Naperville, Illinois, puts 3 on the board for Vanderbilt. 14-10 Purdue with the lead, 53 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Much calmer now between Jeff Brom and Elijah Sindelar, but since the second drive and the, as we called it, aggressive counseling that occurred, Elijah Sindelar in our Wendy's stat of the game has gone 14 of 20 for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a heated conversation dominated by the head coach towards his quarterback, but Elijah Sindelar has responded in a big way.
Yeah, and it's not the first time that's happened. So he's been there, done that. So he understands what he has to do, and he's done it. And so hats off to him. That's a case of coach knowing player, player knowing coach.
Rondale Moore back deep. And another touchback. So Purdue, with 1 timeout remaining and 53 seconds, will go to work from the 25.
Yeah, the one thing that we don't see, now we saw him screaming at him, right? But we don't see him also encouraging him when he comes to the sideline after play, and he does make big plays. So it goes both ways. That's a relationship that's really tight.
Well, Jeff Brom knows quarterbacks extremely well. He was one. He's coached them for a long time. He's had great success with them. And he's been able to coax the best out of Elijah Sindelar since the rocky start. 53 seconds. The snap goes to Sindelar. He wasn't expecting it, and there's a flag. Kenny Hebert covering up Sindelar, but that was not the way to start this late first half possession.
See, I decline the penalty and take it where it was and give me second down. But
Illegal
they
motion.
won't do that.
Number 2 offense was moving forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Yeah, so they wouldn't. That would probably, it'd be they stopped it before it all happened. Well, he can do that as long as the ball's not snapped. He can step back. But once that kid snapped the ball, it's on the center.
First and 15, King Doru trying to bounce it to the outside. He's knocked out by LaShawn Paulino Bell. Max Worship, the first one to get to it. And now
So
36 seconds left in this half.
Now they've only rushed for 6 yards this half. He's gonna.
Big hit level there. Max Worship Dimitri Moore coming in to clean up, but King Doru getting a rude welcome back to the game. And a quick timeout is taken. Heavy pass selection today for Purdue, no surprise. But on the first down run, they go out of bounds. That stops the clock. And now Vanderbilt, with one timeout left, has a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah, and so that's a young kid making a mistake. You can't go out of bounds. You have to keep the clock running and make them use all their timeouts.
3rd and 14. Sindelar almost intercepted by LaShawn Paulino Bell.
He's had a good series here. He's played well.
And now Vanderbilt with one timeout still and 29 seconds to work with.
Oh, that could have been an easy pick.
And maybe a pick 6.
That's why he's playing defensive line.
A little danger here for Purdue. Justice Shelton Mosley.
My kid got some speed.
And he was a FCS All-American at Harvard as a return specialist. Had 3 punt returns for touchdowns at Harvard. And a short punt.
Shankadelic
takes a nice Purdue hop. And it'll roll dead at the 38-yard line. The clock stopping when it's touched with 16 seconds to go. There's also a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. Ended up a 41-yard punt. Now Derek Mason
was talking to Mace, so it's going to be against Purdue. So do you want to keep the time on the clock? It's only 16 seconds.
Illegal formation. 5 in the backfield on the offense. The 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
Good choice.
Yeah, you're not going to re-kick it. You run out of time probably in this first half. Well, how aggressive do you get here if you're Vandy? One timeout. Ball at the 43-yard line.
Well, you got to throw. You have one timeout, so you have to throw for first downs, and you got to hurry up. Right here, yeah, you can use the whole field. You got to get a first down to stop the clock.
Neal looking to the sideline. Catch is made by Lipscomb. Lipscomb turning. He stays in bounds.
Kevin, that's what you can't do. So now you use your last timeout. In 7 seconds, you got to take a shot to the end zone.
3rd and final charge timeout, Vanderbilt.
Kalijah Lipscomb does such a good job of making guys miss, but that time probably discretion better just to
get out of
beeline for the sideline.
That should have been talked about on the sideline. It was, I'm sure, but in the heat of the moment, you try to make a guy miss and goes against you.
He's one of the best in the SEC, a consensus preseason all SEC selection at wide receiver.
Oh, he is quicker than a hiccup, man. That kid, he can make you miss that time. And usually when you see those guys, there's a lot of ankle tackles involved in them because of their quickness. Like we saw with Rondale Moore earlier, the guy made the ankle tackle. Yeah, you're aiming for the full guy. All you got was the ankle.
87 catches a year ago for Kalijah Lipscomb. 2nd and 3 at midfield. The career long for Riley Gay is 53 yards. You're going to have to hurry if you want to get him on the field. Neal steps up. Yep, time winding out, and he throws this one away. 1 second left in the half, and now we'll just get to see how far Riley Neal can throw the football.
So the first half, a little surprising for me. I thought the Purdue offensive line played better than I thought they would because I think this Vanderbilt defensive front's got some guys, and they showed that. They do have some guys. But I think they acquitted themselves pretty good in the first half. Second half, it's going to be a great second half.
Final play barring a penalty in this first half. Riley Neal stepping up, aiming deep. Jump ball at the goal line. It is caught at the 3 by Chris Pierce as time expires. So Pierce padding the stats, but the half comes to a close with a 14-10 lead for Purdue.
It's funny, Kevin, they never seemingly watch. There's a great push in the back right before that happened onto the receiver. And he came down with the catch anyway.
Now, Cam Allen, I believe, had the push.
Yeah,
Matt.
watch this. Look at this. Right there. He gets, pushes him out of the way. But that's a great job of coming down with the ball. Seems like they never call any kind of interference in a jump pass like that.
Difficult to get that call. Purdue's going to get the second half kickoff. They'll have that 14-10 lead when they do so. It'll be Purdue receiving the kickoff to start this second half. Rondale Moore, the deep man, as the second half underway. Short kickoff, returnable for Moore from the 5. Rondale Moore tripped up at the 24-yard line as we go downstairs and check in with Rick Pizzo.
Well, gents, I can confirm that at least for now, Jeff Brom and Elijah Sindelar have made up. Brom telling me he was very happy with the way Sindelar played, especially in the second quarter when he got into a rhythm and when Purdue was throwing the ball downfield. Expect more of that because Brom said the offensive line just has not shown the ability to set up the screen game or run it, so they are going to throw it downfield and throw downfield often. Defensively, other than the one bust, he said he was happy with his defense, but he'd like to see more blitzing and more aggressive play in the second half.
Trying to fit it into Rondale Moore, and the pass incomplete. Alan George on the coverage.
Yeah, good coverage by George, but the ball needed to be out in front of him a little bit more. He put it right on the body, and you can't do that. Had to lead him a little bit more. So I agree with Jeff Brom. Like, he knows his offensive line can't handle his front in terms of run defense, but they have protected very well.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line. Sindelar with time to the sideline. He finds Ahmad Anderson, and Anderson lunges for the first down. On the very first play, though, show me what happened on this offensive line.
Well, see, all they're going to do is going to be a quick pass, so they want to get their hands down quick, so they're all going to cut. That gets hands down and gives you the ability to be able to throw the ball quickly. Unfortunately, he threw it a little bit behind him, but a great effort on second down, picks up the first.
Nothing illegal about those blocks either. On first down, Xander Horvath. Oh, Met driven down at the 37-yard line. Boy, did he get popped in the hole by Caleb Peart.
Now, they have not had great amount of success moving that defensive front. But Jeff Brom has done a great job of just being able to use enough of the run game so they just don't tee off.
Going with a little pace here to start this second half. 2nd down and 8. Sindelar to the sideline. Diving try incomplete. David Bell, the intended receiver, with Cam Watkins on the coverage. Another look at it. And you can see it went right through his hands.
That would be a tough catch, but it's catchable ball. The ball's low and outside where you had to be able to throw it. Maybe not that low, but anyway, sets up this 3rd down. Let's see what happens here if they bring some pressure. Jason Tarver used to love the blitz in these situations. Jumped offside, free play.
And Sindelar to the sideline. Good adjustment by Ahmad Anderson, but it's incomplete. He was out of bounds, juggling as he fell, but the flag down. And it looked like Rutger Reitmeyer for the 2nd time today is offsides.
Ruling on the field is incomplete pass. Offside, number 94 defense. Penalties 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Kevin, I like one thing that Sindelar is doing today. Every time he's had a penalty that he knows, he takes a shot. He's not afraid to let it fly. Smart football.
Milton Wright into the game at the top of the screen. That's Moore in motion. 3rd down, over the middle, big hit level, but Bryson Hopkins holds on for the first down.
Yeah, nice catch. Ball's where it had to be. You know he's going to get physical inside. Hey, when this tight end becomes an integral part of the offense and it's a chain mover, that opens the rest of the offense up, and that it means you're going to open up for Rondale Moore.
Co-captain Bryson Hopkins making a nice catch from midfield on 1st down. Sindelar rolling. Looking deep, and it's caught. Sparks, touchdown.
He misplayed it. Cam Watkins had a chance. He just lost the ball or whatever. He overran it. That was, it's a touchdown, right? So it's a great play. But it wasn't a well-thrown ball. It was a, Cam Watkins had a chance to make a big play, and it went the other way.
And Jared Sparks is into the end zone for the first time as a Boilermaker. Extra point is good, and it's 21-10 Purdue. This is an example of relationship goals. You know, you go from the tough love early to now a civil conversation between the head coach and Elijah Sindelar.
Kevin, all he is a teacher.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to pat him on the back. Sometimes you got to kick him in the rear.
We've seen both today.
And that's the way it should be.
And the touchback brings it out to the 25 for Vanderbilt.
The one thing you'll notice with Jeff Brom, I think he's an excellent coach. He's always teaching, no matter what. Now, really, that ball could have been thrown better. It turns out good for them. They come back to the sideline, but it's still a teaching moment, and he'll do the proper thing.
Of course, it's incumbent upon the recipient of that teaching to listen to it and take it to heart.
Right.
And we've seen Elijah Sindelar's response. It's been stellar.
Now, the other thing we talked about at the start of the game, they said you had to have a good start. They didn't have that. They had a little bit of a rear end chewing, and now he's been very good. Now the last part is consistency through 4 quarters.
And now Vanderbilt will look for an answer. Keyshawn Vaughn will try to start it, and he runs right into the arms of guess who? Marcus Bailey. Again, it's Bailey leading the way for Purdue.
Bailey right there, and Barnes right there, and they've been playing. You guys are playing a good game today.
On second down, Neal with time, coming back for the football is Kalijah Lipscomb. And Lipscomb will end up about 3 yards shy of the first. George Karloftis there to make the tackle.
Yeah, I want to show you what this is. What a motor is, okay? This is something you don't teach. You either have this or you don't have it. Karloftis is blocked the whole time. The ball's thrown downfield, and who makes the tackle? Karloftis. Watch this. Comes upfield. They block him. Okay, not a big deal. Ball's gone. Now, they turn around, the ball's thrown 15 yards away. Who makes the tackle? Karloftis. That's a good motor.
So Nick Holt raved about that freshman yesterday. He said he's been everything we thought he would be. And he's got a fantastic motor. You saw it there. On third down and 3. Quick toss to Lipscomb. Yeah, Lipscomb will just back his way upfield to get the first down at the 36. He needed 3, and he got 4.
Well, Riley Neal's doing a nice job of just taking what they're giving him. Ball's coming out nice. He's done this before. Just needs to calm himself down and let his playmakers get the hands on the ball.
Throwing on first down, Lipscomb with the catch at the 43-yard line, falling out of bounds in front of Dedrick Mackey. Purdue sideline was saying this was not a catch. Let's take a look at it ourselves.
No, that's a catch.
Yep. Sometimes you don't listen to coaches on the sideline who are officiating. They have bias. Who knew? Nice cut by Keyshawn Vaughn to find the opening and get the first down.
Just power. Just good power. Keeps his feet going. I would keep attacking that inside. It's 21-10. Just keep on attacking, wearing them out. You'll stick it in the end zone shortly.
Uniform of the play ball spot at the 47-yard line. First and 10, Vanderbilt.
47-yard line on first down. Markell and Pinckney, the 2 tight ends, shifting to the top side of that line. Neal, pressure coming, and Neal slinging it in the direction of Lipscomb, trying to avoid the rush of Jalen Graham. Let's take a look at the SoFi academic ambitions of Marcus Bailey. Ambitions on the field and off the field, a 3.59 GPA with a degree in movement and sports science. And the
Number 6
co-captain,
offense was inside the tackle box.
they call intentional
Did not throw
grounding
the pass into the air with an
on
eligible
Riley
receiver.
Neal.
Penalties, lost it down to the spot of the foul. Second down.
Derek Mason does not agree.
Just so you know, he's at or beyond the line of scrimmage with a throw, but he never got outside the tackle box. He's still sitting right in the pocket, and he just threw it away. Right call by the officials. And that's a loss of down, which is a big deal. Now it sets up about 2nd and 20. More than that.
They mark it back at the 36-yard line. They need the Purdue 43 for the first down. Neal to the air. C.J. Bowler tripped up near the 44 by Kenneth Major.
Major did a really nice job there. So you're going to give that throw up. You're not going to let anybody get on top of you, but then you have to make the tackle. And so he gives up the throw and sets up this 3rd and long. Perfectly played.
Getting on the play, ball spotted at the 44-yard line. It's 3rd down.
One thing Purdue has not gotten today has been pressure on the quarterback without bringing an extra guy. It doesn't look like they're going to do it here.
On 3rd and 14. Vanderbilt 4 for 9 on 3rd down today. Neal, late pressure, nobody open, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dedrick Mackey. And Mackey, sore groin and all, back to the 45 of the Commodores.
Can't believe he's playing with a groin. That's not easy to do. Now this ball, they got pressure. They finally got pressure. They come from the inside with a little bit of movement. You're gonna watch it on the top side. See the stunt? Now he's gonna come around, gets in his face. Now he just throws off his back foot, and he throws it to nowhere. Mackey was the only guy open, so it was a good throw to him. But playing with a groin is brutal. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do.
And that beleaguered, banged-up secondary of Purdue showing up on that drive. Kenneth Major made a play, and now Dedrick Mackey. It's the first turnover for either team. See if they take a shot on 1st down at the 46.
Change of possession.
Play action. Sindelar finds his man at the 32-yard line. Down there is Jared Sparks. 1st down.
A little bit better throw, gives Sparks a chance to run with it after the catch. That was a little bit behind him. But good protection yet again. This offensive line, I tell you, we watched the tape last week, Kev. I was not very happy with or pleased with what they were doing up front, but they have really shown up here today.
Jeff Brom said they're going to get better. I'm not sure he expected them to be this much better this quickly. Been a solid 2nd game. Sindelar, late pressure, and he cannot hit Rondale Moore. That time he had that heat from Deo Odangbo.
Odangbo, good player. We talked about him earlier.
He's still down.
Yeah, he's not getting up.
The junior from Irving, Texas, down here in West Lafayette. Purdue trying to grab complete control of this one, as they've got a 2nd and 10 at Vanderbilt 31. Sindelar, Moore with the grab and a 1st down. To the 17, he picks up 14 before D.C. Williams can pull him down.
Okay, well, I love what they're doing here. So watch what they're going to do. What they're going to do, they're going to start, they motion the wide receiver over, so they create a one-on-one on the backside, and they kick the secondary away from that. Rondale Moore just fills the void. That is excellent play call.
Well, next week we're going to have Jeff Brom against Coach Patterson at TCU. Offensive genius, defensive genius. That's going to be fun to watch next week. And a timeout will be used by Vanderbilt here with 8:46 to go in the 3rd. We'll step aside and take that timeout as well. Kicks for cash in a Duck uniform. Low snap. First little snap problem. We've seen it, and it's intercepted. Tay Daly with the pick, and the low snap threw off the play completely.
And Tay Daly does a great job of trying to get to his coverage. So he's back inside. They're going to try to throw a little screen inside. Sindelar never saw him, just floated it there, and Daly took advantage of it.
What a huge play for the Vanderbilt defense.
See him coming on a blitz, and then see, they're going to try to throw it to Horvath underneath. He's just right there. Really well done.
That is a momentum turning play, and we saw momentum turn for Purdue last week with a lead and a turnover.
Aggressive counseling going on again.
And Vanderbilt making a change at the quarterback position as Deuce Wallace checks in.
Talking to Derek Mason before the game, he said, He's going to have his chance, but if it doesn't work, I'm changing. And he did.
Wallace will go to the air on first down, and that's batted down.
Still don't understand why they haven't just settled down, hand the ball off to Vaughn, grind away a little bit. Don't have to keep throwing the football all the time. Especially, they haven't stopped this guy. They just haven't given him the ball enough time.
Wanting C.J. Bowler on the edge. And now it's third down. Let's check in with Rick Pizzo.
Kevin, Jeff Brom told me coming out of the locker room he wanted Nick Holt to call a more aggressive defensive scheme in the second half. Even there on a clear passing play on 2nd and 10, 7 defenders up toward the line of scrimmage. They're playing tight coverage. Nick Holt clearly got the message that Jeff Brom was trying to send. We are not settling on defense just because we have the lead.
All the way up top now. He got single up top. See if he doesn't get there.
A 3rd and 10 for Vanderbilt. Wallace under pressure. Incomplete.
Flag.
Shelton Mosley, the intended receiver, with Simeon Smiley on the coverage, Matt.
So they had a single to the top side. They ran him off, and then they're going to bring him from the other side, back underneath. So they're going to run this off. Then they're going to come here.
Pass interference, number 29, defense. The penalty is a first down at the spot of the foul.
So all you do is create a void and then fill it with somebody else. That was a good call by the officials. Yeah, he hit him before the ball got there. Well, that's a close one, though.
4th penalty against the Boilermakers. This one gives a first down. The officials in the stands at Ross-Ade Stadium just watched it on the big screen. They express a little disagreement with the call. High snap on first down. Here's Vaughn. And Vaughn stacked up at a 35 and falls for another yard. Anthony Watts and Ben Holt there to make the stop. Riley Neal, starter in each of the first 2 games for Vanderbilt. Now watching as Deuce Wallace gets his first drive. Swings it to Vaughn. Vaughn fighting to the 38. Dedrick Mackey hanging on and still hanging on.
Mackey made a good play there.
Former BTN To Go users, the Fox Sports app is now the exclusive place to stream Big Ten events from BTN, Fox, and FS1. Download the Fox Sports app today on your smartphone, tablet, and connected devices, and never miss a second of the action.
So they're showing you a little bit of one-on-one on the outside, and they're daring you to take it. So they sit back in the zone, and they're throwing it back underneath to Keyshawn Vaughn. And Mackey made an excellent play. Held on until his friends could get there.
3rd down and 4 for the Commodores.
Oh, blitz.
Wallace in trouble and almost intercepted by Smiley.
Good pressure. That's a great defensive call right there. Good call by Nick Holt. He said he wanted to be aggressive. You heard Rick Pizzo talking about it, and here it comes. And how do they do it? They do it with numbers. They're going to bring an extra guy. See, they're sliding away, so they bring an extra guy to that side. He's able to force the pressure, and a bad throw and sets up a 4th down.
It was Cornell Jones, the junior from Miami, who broke through, and Nick Holt back on the sidelines this week after being in the box last week, and a little love on the sidelines.
I think he's better off on the sidelines. Good kick.
Moore backpedaling, and it'll go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Excellent kick, and Purdue pinned deep. In Los Angeles, 75 degrees. Sunny here today as Sindelar goes back to the air, and on first down, a completion to Ahmad Anderson, who's down at the 21-yard line. Randall Haney on the stop.
Anderson kid's got some speed. He's got some playmaking ability. He's very fun to watch. One of those guys that you get him in space, you never know what could happen, and that's what they see. They see a one-on-one out there. They're taking their chance.
He kind of set the tone after his redshirt year. He had a huge spring this year. This is a free play. And Sindelar will air it deep. Jump ball, and it's intercepted. Cam Watkins with the pick, taking it away, but This is going back the other way.
Offside, number 21 defense. That penalty's 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Okay, that's a smart play by Sindelar again. Take your shot. You know it's a free play. Throw it up there. He did. This time, Watkins makes a great play.
The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
There you go.
So a first down.
Not been a very disciplined game in terms of penalties for this Vanderbilt team. They have prolonged a few drives with bad penalties. Not that there's a good one.
That's the third first down by penalty for Purdue. Sindelar with his sideline, jumping up to get it is David Bell, and Bell into Vanderbilt territory. Deshaun Jenkins at the 44-yard line, but not before Purdue able to move the chains.
So that's a long. So the corner never got depth. That was Watkins again. Watkins was out there at the corner, never got any depth.
That's deflected. Excellent play by Allen George, covered up in the backfield. The pass incomplete. Rondale Moore smartly scrambling after it just to make sure. On that completion a moment ago, Elijah Sindelar over 300 yards.
That's a heck of a play. Gets his hand on that thing because he's out there again, and it's going to be 2-on-2, and you like his chances with him being one of the guys one-on-one with the tackle. Let's watch Rondale Moore up top in the slot.
Anthrop out of the backfield, swing pass to Anthrop with blockers, turns the corner, and he stepped out of bounds, shy of the first down. As we go back to our studios, Mike Hall with a T-Mobile update. Boy. So you want to play Army early in the season.
Oh, yeah.
Working against that triple option. Army going to be regretting that pass play at the goal line.
Well, they're a predominantly run-based team.
3rd and 3, three-man rush. Sindelar over the middle. Rondale Moore with a catch. He's not going to get the first down.
Short up, flag.
And a flag in. Randall Haney, Caleb Peart were there. Was it a targeting as Haney came flying in and smacked Rondale Moore?
The ruling on the field is confirmed.
It's confirmed.
That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down. Number 4 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
And so that, thank you, Dean Blandino, that remains the same. You're ejected from the game. This is in the second half, so Randall Haney will not be available for the first half of Vanderbilt's next game. That's on the 21st of September against LSU.
Boy, this is my opinion. That's just a tough call. It's a tough call to make.
But I do like the change that it goes to the replay booth now. There's no such thing as stands. It's either overturned or it's confirmed.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way that they're re-officiating it.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. As Haney leaves, Sindelar and Purdue back to work. Fakes the screen to Moore, throws to Hopkins. Bryson Hopkins at the goal line and in for his second touchdown.
That was all Sindelar. Excellent job by Sindelar. He faked to the outside, came back to the inside seam with the tight end. Really well done. And the ball was on the money. Good protection, perfect throw. I see it go to the outside and he fakes it. Now he's going to wait for his tight end to clear the backer. And that throw is the only place it could be. That's a really good play. Really nice throw.
Tight ends have been involved in a big way today for the Boilermakers. Bryson Hopkins with a pair of touchdown catches. Payne Durham with a touchdown as well. And Purdue has grabbed control of this one as we step aside for 30 seconds. Purdue up 28-10. Elijah Sindelar, after a slow start, has been scintillating. 340 yards passing today. The first Purdue quarterback with 300 yards or more in the first 2 games of a season since Drew Brees in 2000. That's not bad company to keep as a Purdue quarterback.
Yeah, it's funny. Drew's been out of here for what, 12 or 15, 12 or 30, whatever the year is. I don't even remember. But I see a lot of 15s around here with Brees on the back.
Drew Brees shows no signs of stopping in the NFL either, so those 15s are still going to be floating around. He's going to bring it out. 4 yards deep. Out comes Shelton Mosley, and Justice Shelton Mosley tripped up at the 20-yard line. Mike Hall with a T-Mobile studio update. Luke Fickell, the former defensive coordinator, a longtime Buckeye, covering his bases at Cincinnati. He's done a fine job as a head coach there, but Ohio State pouring it on in that one as Riley Neal's back in at quarterback. He sat out a series as Deuce Wallace ran the show on offense. Kalijah Lipscomb with the carry on the sweep. Lipscomb with good yardage and one of the better runs of the day out to the 36-yard line.
You're down by 18 points. You have 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Just calm yourself down. Do what you do well. You don't have to take any unnecessary chances. Just go ahead, run the football, and calm the group down.
There's Vaughn on first down into the arms of Ben Holt at the 39.
So it's a cat and mouse game going on with the coaching staff. So Nick Holt, Jerry Godowski, the offensive coordinator, knows he has to slow things down and kind of get his feet back under him. And if they're going to run, then you're going to counter it with numbers on the other side. And so what Nick Holt will do is bring an extra defender down. Let's see what they do. So the 6-man box, safeties are back, run at it.
Neal, pocket collapsing. Turns the corner, and Neal will just duck out of bounds at the line of scrimmage, chased out by Marcus Bailey and George Karloftis. So now third down. They need 7 for the first. Trying to get it just across the 45-yard line. Purdue defense, Matt, has really been up to the challenge.
Yeah, they have. They've been able to get pressure, and they've covered very well. You got a one-on-one down here all by himself from the right side to the field.
3rd and 8. Up the middle, pressure from Bailey, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag.
And he got him. That's a right call.
Lipscomb working against Kenneth Major on the far sideline.
You're going to watch right at the end. Major grabbed him and pulled him backwards. He was on his coverage.
Pass interference, number 18, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
He said 18, but he was 16 more than he needed to be. Yeah, he got him on top of the pad, and that's what the official saw.
It is on Kenneth Major.
Actually, you could make a case for the offense because he tried to give a push.
Penalty ball spotted on the 47-yard line, first and 10, Vanderbilt.
First down for Vandy at the 47. Neal off play action. Late pressure comes, but wide open at the 30-yard line is Shelton Mosley. Tripped up inside the 25 of the 24 by Kenneth Major. A pickup of 22 on the play and a first down.
Yeah, so good concept. Again, that's using the same exact thing. They're going to take this and run it off, and they're going to bring somebody back and fill the void. And so as a linebacker, you have to be able to get depth. And, you know, he only gets like a 3-yard drop. You can't do that. He's biting on the cheese underneath, so it's a 3-level play.
There's Vaughn on first down. Well defended by the Boilermakers. Nowhere for Keyshawn Vaughn to go.
Ty Higgins did a great job. Did a great job of holding the edge and wouldn't let him outside. Kept on making him run lateral. And then the inside guys were able to come in and make the play. But Higgins is the guy who did the dirty work.
Cornell Jones finishing him off. And now 2nd down and 13 after the loss of 3. What an important drive for Riley Neal at Vanderbilt. Down 18 late 3rd quarter.
Bring in 5.
Quick Quick slant, caught at the 20-yard line. Fighting for an extra yard or two is C.J. Bowler to the 19. Kenneth Major with the tackle.
So you see that blitz coming to the top side as they're going right to left. They come in from the top right side. And because they bring the underneath blitz, that leaves that quadrant wide open. So it's one-on-one outside that slants a perfect throw.
What a huge play coming up here, Matt. 3rd down and 4 at the 18-yard line. Time winding down in the 3rd quarter. You've got to get a first down if you're the Commodores.
Keyshawn Vaughn off. So let's see if they bring the heat.
Keon Brooks, the freshman in the backfield. That's Lipscomb in motion. Toss play to Brooks. Trying to move to the outside, and he's going to be short of the first down by a yard.
He's short. Mackey played that phenomenal. Worked off the block, bought some time. Guys came from the inside out. That's really well done. He had a tackle on him, and the tackle couldn't quite get there. That's really well played, especially for a guy with a bad groin.
Vaughn back in now.
They're going to
4th and 1. There go.
Maul on the inside. That's what you do. Let that big offensive line get some movement.
Play action. Batted down by Karlaftis, and Purdue turns Vanderbilt away.
I don't get it. Kevin, they have won the battle inside all day long. On the flip side, Karlaftis makes a big play when he has to. He came off the edge, got his hands up, and knocks it down. So nobody blocked him. Nobody blocked him, so heck, take advantage of that. That's a big play. Worse than I think. It wasn't a very good call. Go with the guy you know. He'll grind you for 3 yards.
Trying to get it to Jared Pinkney, and Karlaftis said no way. And Purdue takes over on downs. Here's King Doru. Nice cutback. And Doru takes it to the 24-yard line, picks up 9.
Central Michigan guys are
in the news today.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown. He's got some free time on his hands. He can watch that game coming up on BTN.
End of the 3rd quarter.
We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. Boilermakers up 28-10 over Vanderbilt.
And this is the consistent part they need to see. Consistent all 4 quarters.
2nd and 1, and blown up is King Doru as Deo Odangbo back into the backfield. We go downstairs to Rick Pizzo.
Played well today.
Kevin, Elijah Sindelar has done a great job with his cadence today, drawing Vanderbilt offsides on several occasions. There was a conversation in between the 3rd and 4th quarter. They're actually going to try to do that purposefully here in the 4th quarter. They believe that Vandy has to pin its ears back defensively, pay close attention to Sindelar's cadence and how he moves his body at the snap of the ball.
Just tried it there, Rick, before looking to the sidelines. On 3rd down and 3. Sindelar under pressure, and he just threw that one away. Odangbo again into the backfield, and it's 4th down.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 4 is in the area of the pass. 4th down.
So that's the part of Vanderbilt that Jason Tarver that I like to see. He was aggressive there on the 3rd down. Got some pressure up inside. That's what he's going to have to do. And they're going to have to take some chances.
Jason Tarver, former defensive coordinator at Stanford and with the Oakland Raiders. It's Justice Shelton Mosley. He's a dangerous weapon in the return game. Hasn't really unleashed yet early for Vanderbilt, but he certainly was in his time at Harvard.
Not a
short punt. And it takes a bounce for Vanderbilt. Dead inside the 45 of the Boilermakers. As Marcus Bailey performed well in his final home opener.
He has played well all game long. You know what? He's done this his whole career here at Purdue. He's a guy who never quits. He's a guy who's smart. He gets people lined up out there, everybody on the same page. Makes very, very few mistakes. It's the kind of guy you win with.
If you ask him his highlight of highlights, probably that interception for a touchdown last year in the win against Ohio State. He's had a lot of highlight games. Now an opportunity for Vanderbilt.
Good field position.
From the Purdue 44. Neal going to keep trying to get to the edge. Breaks the tackle and down to the 39. Derek Barnes had a shot at him in the backfield, but Neal just able to pull away.
Well, he was lucky on the outside. Yeah. At least he still has his drawers on. They look like they're about to get ripped off.
Yo. This is a family program here. Here's Lipscomb on the sideline. The ball knocked out, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Vanderbilt. Kenneth Major jarring it loose.
Yeah, so just kind of the guy is blocked up front doesn't mean he's out of the play.
From the 31. Neal, nice catch. Good coverage out there. And Cam Johnson able to pull it in right in front of Dedrick Mackey.
Mackey's played himself a pretty good game today.
Considering he's playing with a sore groin.
Yeah, I mean, his coverage is right on top of stuff. That's a nicely thrown ball by Neal. A good route, but the coverage was really good. It's good football play all the way around.
2 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. Swing pass to Johnson. One-on-one on the edge, and there's Mackey again up to the challenge as he makes the tackle at the 10.
So you have 2-on-2 to the outside, right? So you're going to get rid of the ball quick. So the guy who's on the line of scrimmage, the receiver on the line of scrimmage, he blocks the closest guy. And then because one guy's off, you're going to gain some yardage. And if he misses the tackle, it's a big play.
Second down, again to Johnson. Got a block, breaks a tackle, touchdown.
That's exactly what they did. If you don't make the play, you get a big play. The guy's already blocked. It's one-on-one. You got to be a short tackler. You're not. You make a miss. Nice job.
Rare missed tackle by Marcus Bailey here, Matt.
Yeah, he's coming from the inside out. That's just, I mean, that's a gimme out there.
So now 28-16, and the offense stays on the field. They're going to go for 2. Make it a 10-point game if they get it.
Makes sense.
So the short punt turns into a short field. Starting in Purdue territory for the first time, they cash in with a touchdown. To the end zone, and he was looking for Lipscomb. And the pass incomplete. Mackey on the coverage.
Still a 2-score game, except now it has to be 2 touchdowns.
Purdue up 12, 28-16, 12-27 remaining in the fourth. Purdue was up in the fourth quarter last week on the road at Nevada. They got outscored 27-7 in the second half. They allowed 17 of those 27 in the fourth quarter. Just 35 yards for the offense of Purdue last week in Nevada, and only 3 first downs. Purdue fans and Jeff Brom do not want to see that kind of history repeat itself.
It's the consistency they were talking about. Finish what you started. They've started well.
And a line drive through the end zone for the touchback. And back down we go to Rick Pizzo.
Kevin, during that last time out, we saw exactly why Jeff Brom decided to move Nick Holt back down to the field this week. Brom told us, listen, Nick's strength is not being a defensive scientist. He can't break it down in a second and call the exact right play. His biggest strength is the rah-rah, the motivation he gives our guys. He went up and down that bench talking to every defensive player saying this offense has done enough for us to win the game. It is now on you in the fourth quarter. You will be the reason we win or lose.
When you watch him on the sidelines, you can tell why he thought last week that it was so sterile up in that coaching box.
Oh, yeah. No, that's one of his strengths, but he sees things well also.
Sindelar, high, throwing more with the grab. A little juke, and a first down to the 46-yard line. 21 for Rondale Moore.
That's what you got to do. Get the ball into your hands of the playmakers. And conversely, Jason Tarver, the defensive coordinator, he knows that as well. But he was taking a couple chances earlier by letting him outside alone. See if they continue that.
Yeah, another big key to Purdue hanging on to this lead, get 4 involved. He only had 3 catches for 10 yards in the second half last week. The jump ball for Ahmad Anderson is incomplete.
Too much on it. Just watching how they're defending Rondale Moore, and really, to be honest with you, they're just trying to keep a safety over the top, and they're trying to take him away with one guy. That's if he has time, that's the guy to go to. He's going to win any kind of matchup you can throw at him. This looks like they're going to bring pressure. Let's see if they do.
Second down and 10 from the 46. 3-man pressure. Sindelar throws to Horvath. Horvath coming out of the backfield. A smack laid on by Cam Watkins at midfield. 4-yard pickup. Now a big third down for Purdue.
Watkins himself actually has played a pretty good game here today. He's always around the football. He made the one, bad judgment on that long catch. But other than that, he's been, wherever the ball is, you're going to find him. He's a good football player.
Such a big momentum play right here for Purdue. 3rd and 6 at midfield. Pressure coming. Sindelar finds Moore.
Kevin,
you need a first down, you find Rondale Moore.
Yeah, they left him alone. They brought pressure to the inside, and you're going to put him one-on-one outside. That's not going to happen. Rondale Moore is one of those guys. We're going to watch him right here. Here's the defender. Okay? He's going to you can try to take away the outside, which he did. Then his eyes got back inside. You are dead. Got a one-on-one on the top side.
That's David Bell up top.
Rondale Moore right down here. He's got a one-on-one right up here.
Horvath buried by Odangbo.
Great play by Odangbo. He's played himself a good game too. 6'6", 280 pounds, and still raw. Still figuring it out, but he gets a lot more of them right than he does wrong, that's for sure.
He's getting stronger and stronger too, according to his defensive coordinator. You can see that length. Purdue only 12 yards rushing today, 385 yards passing. Play clock at 1. Sindelar, pressure up the middle, and it's incomplete.
They had it set up perfectly, and it was going to come back underneath. I want you to watch the outside receiver. They're going to come down here. This is going to come clean. It's wide open, and he can't see it. Right there. See this? It comes. There's nobody there. They played the zone. They were running with the tight end underneath, going the other way. That thing was out the gate.
Instead, 3rd and 14. You're likely out of the range of J.D. Dellinger by a few yards. If you're thinking field goal to stretch it to 15. Sindelar over the middle. Rondale Moore gets a help from the official with a screen, and the speed does the rest. Touchdown, Purdue.
They are not happy with that umpire. They're having words right now. Watch Rondale Moore. See, they try to hold him, but now watch. There's the catch. And see, he uses right here. He uses the umpire as a screen. Watch, cut back inside, and he's off to the races. You're not going to catch him.
Rondale Moore had 75 yards on that drive with 3 catches, including the touchdown catch. Extra point is good, and a little breathing room. Rondale Moore with another huge day and a touchdown that may have just salted this one away for the Boilermakers. The touchdown, is 11th catch of the day.
Yeah, this is nicely done. They put him in a slot. You know, the coverage actually was pretty good. The other defender ran into him, and then they used the umpire against him. And once he's got a step or two, forget it, you're not catching him.
By the numbers, he's the active FBS leader, averaging nearly 9 receptions per game. That's coming into play today. 171 career all-purpose yards per game. 2,215 all-purpose yards last year, and today 11 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown. Not too bad, and you forget he's 2 games into his sophomore year.
Yeah, he's just a kid.
Riley Neal on first down, sidearms that one to the 40-yard line. Broken tackles. Chris Pierce down the sideline. Pierce motoring with a touchdown in his sights, and it's 6 on the board for Vanderbilt.
So much for getting salted away. Great play. You're taking chances on one-on-ones. If you miss a tackle, this is what happens. And so this is just, they brought pressure. They wanted to keep being aggressive. Mackey had pretty good coverage. He just missed the tackle. And it's 6 quick.
Chris Pierce, the junior out of Smithfield, Virginia. Pride of Smithfield High School, and the touchdown on the board brings Vanderbilt within 13.
To attempt a 2-point conversion.
Now they'll go for 2. Try to get within 11. Neal under heat. Into the end zone. 2-point conversion to Kalijah Lipscomb. Derek Barnes providing the pressure, but Neal kept it alive, found Lipscomb, and it's an 11-point game. The two teams with over 800 yards in combined offense, most of it through the air.
Kev, we said from the start, these teams are very similar. I actually thought Vanderbilt and their offensive line's better, and they've showed that. But Purdue's offensive line, they haven't been able to run much, but they've protected pretty well.
And the kickoff returnable for Moore from the 1. Rondale Moore not going to reach the 20, or is he? As he spins away, Moore in trouble and down inside the 10 with a flag down. Tay Daly with the tackle.
Yeah.
8-yard return as it's spotted right now at the 9, and we'll wait on the flag.
Looks like Durham. Payne Durham may have got called for a hold. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
More like a tackle.
During return, holding, number 97, return team.
87.
The penalties declined. The result of the play, first down.
Looked like 87.
I believe it was 87. May have been shielded. Still going to have a conversation here. I think they're going to march it off.
Correction. The penalties enforced half the distance of the goal from the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, I wondered about that, why you couldn't back them up with that hold, which is what Vanderbilt was asking about. So boy, Purdue in need of some time off that clock, has to start at their own 4-yard line. Sindelar from the end zone, the swing to Horvath. Nice move, and barrels forward for the first down. Little breathing room to the 16-yard line.
That's a big play by Horvath. He's got good speed. He can't redirect as well as you'd like him to, but he's a tough kid. Smart kid, doesn't make very many mistakes. It's one of those guys, you got to get help from the O-line so he can get a little bit of a push.
And an errant snap. Sindelar from the end zone, just going to throw it away, but there's nobody there.
Great play by his Sindelar. Is he outside the pocket? If they call grounding, it's 2 points right here.
And there's the flag.
He was outside the pocket. It didn't get beyond the line of scrimmage. That should be a safety.
The quarterback was outside the tackle box. The pass did land beyond the neutral zone, so therefore there is no foul.
Oh,
Disregard the flag. Second down.
Derek Mason can't believe it.
Hold on, that I don't know. Maybe it's a bad angle. That did not look like it was beyond the line of scrimmage. 15 is where it's at, so let's see. Heady play. I can't really see.
Looked like it went out of bounds at about the 12.
That's what I thought.
The line does extend outside the sideline, according to Dean Blandino, who's looking on in Los Angeles. And so,
what does that mean? So the ball goes out of bounds before the 15. So you're saying it doesn't matter where it goes out, it matters where it lands? That doesn't make sense.
Let's watch it again. Where it ends up is probably about the 15 or 16. So now 2nd and 10. Huge break for the Boilermakers. Here's Moore. Rondale Moore to the sideline and out of bounds, very close to the first down.
I don't think he had it. Depends on what foot they mark, right or left.
They may have marked the left foot because it's close to the first down.
Oh, so he reaches, but it's where the ball is, not where his foot is.
Boy, they gave him a first down, though. Ooh. Boilermakers will take that one.
That's a huge play right there.
No question.
2 back-to-back. So Sindelar.
After further discussion, it's 2nd down and half a yard.
Sindelar's play.
It should be 3rd down and a half a yard,
Correction.
shouldn't it?
3rd down.
Yes.
There you go. See where the ball is? He steps, the ball's still back. Now, they just corrected the call.
So it's 3rd down and about a half yard for the first.
That's a great job by the camera guys down there. It's 3rd and short, and there's no guarantee because this defensive line can get a better push against this offensive front. They have been doing it all day long.
They'll need to do it here on 3rd down. Hopkins in motion, a little push for Sindelar on the sneak, and it's a first down. Almost like a bush push there from USC Notre Dame as Hopkins came in and just shoved his quarterback forward.
Birchmeyer gets a great, he comes off the ball well. That's just a good job taking your quarterback and pushing them for the first down.
It's a shame they weren't lined up in a veer formation or something there. That kind of had the look of it.
That's a series of huge plays right there.
Oh, enormous. They can continue to burn clock. Up 35-24 and a new set of downs to work with. Sindelar will go to the air, looking deep for Rondale Moore. Moore's got it! Unbelievable. No hesitation. The stiff arm. Moore fights to the 5.
If you haven't been following this kid, you've been missing some great football. And then he just turns on the speed. Now the coverage is great, but he just goes up and gets it. And then just the power. That kid is really good. Look at how he fouled that ball all the way through. Really well done. The coverage was perfect coverage.
What a nice play by Rondale Moore. 69 yards later, down to the 4-yard line where it's 1st and goal. Horvath with blockers. Tripped up near the 1. Odangbo and Moore saved the touchdown. But Purdue's okay with that. They get to burn some clock right now.
Yeah, and they'll take all of it. So you'll be under 6 minutes when this ball is snapped.
Rondale Moore over 200 yards receiving today. Hopkins, another push again. Sindelar fighting, leading, lunging. No signal yet as Sindelar breaks the plane for the touchdown.
Now that's a scrum.
Rugby fans unite around Purdue football. First rushing touchdown in this young 2019 season.
Yeah, just watch. Here come the pushers. On there twisting. I mean, it's nasty inside there, I guarantee it. There are things being squeezed that aren't very polite.
Somewhere in there's a ball. Somewhere in there's the plane of the goal line. Somewhere in there's a touchdown.
But if you look at the big picture, it's still moving forward. And that's the difference.
There was no chance our replay booth was going to take another look at that one outside of saying, yeah, got to be in there somewhere. Extra point good. And is that enough to salt it away?
That's huge. That was a huge drive.
42-24 Boilermakers. 6:05 to go as Bellinger kicks off. And the touchback for Vanderbilt.
For Vanderbilt, they need a quick score, like they did the last time. And defensively, while they don't want to be over-aggressive, they still have to maintain some being aggressive for Purdue, but they can't give up a big, they can't give up a big play.
.6:05 to go. Last time they had it, Chris Pierce, who's at the top of the screen, went the distance. This time the swing to Keyshawn Vaughn out of the backfield, and Vaughn's got a first down. Vanderbilt has a pair of timeouts with which to work. To the sideline, too tall for Kalijah Lipscomb. 5:39 to go, man.
Yeah, you're Derek Mackey there. In that coverage, you have to sink fast. You don't want anybody on top of you. You don't want to put your safety in distress. So you have to give up the underneath, but get depth. That time you let the guy get behind him.
A lot of yards. This game started, hard to believe, as a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
The offenses have come to life. 2nd and 10, incomplete. Lipscomb again, the intended target, with Kenneth Major on the coverage.
That's just a poor throw. He had a lot of time. Not good anticipation. Neal struggled a little bit here today.
Vanderbilt 4 for 12 on 3rd down. Third and 10. Neal airing it deep, nobody there.
Threw it away.
And now 4th down.
So you got to kick it.
No doubt, Harrison Smith, the punter, coming on. And if you're Purdue, you're hoping to get it back, run the clock, get out of here, and head into a matchup in prime time next week on BTN with TCU coming to town.
Gary Patterson, that's going to be good. I want to see what he does with Rondale Moore.
That's the priority #1 of anybody who plays this Purdue team this year. He is a bit of a wizard.
Well, Kev, we talked, when we were talking to the coaches from Vanderbilt, they said, yeah, our #1 priority on defense is Rondale Moore. We know we have to be able to at least slow him down.
Little bobble by Moore, but a crease for Moore. Moore breaks one tackle. Flag comes in as Moore gets to the sideline. Rondale Moore slides through traffic, still on his feet inside the 10 and down at the 8.
Coming back. Did I mention that Rondale Moore's a pretty good player? I don't know if I...
He is special. When you put together your top 5 list of the most exciting players in college football, if Rondale Moore is not at or near the top,
well, I want to see who is.
I know, right? I would very much like to pay for a ticket to watch the guy who's above him.
Yeah, right here. There you go. That's what they're going to get him for. And it's a legitimate
During
call.
return, holding, number 7, return team. That penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
The frustrating thing, if you're a Purdue fan, is that hold probably wasn't necessary.
Yeah, he was already past
Moore
it.
was already past it, but nevertheless, the 7th Purdue penalty will take away a huge return for Rondale Moore and back him up. Elijah Sindelar and Rondale Moore, what a day. Career high in yards and touchdowns for Sindelar, 509 yards, and career highs for Rondale Moore in catches and yards. 13 catches, 220 yards for the explosive sophomore Rondale Moore. The Big Ten Receiver of the Year last year. I'll just say now he's the early odds-on favorite to repeat as the Big Ten Receiver of the Year.
There's a stretch.
I know. I'm really going out on a limb 2 games in.
Oh yeah. Well, Rick Pizzo was all over it in the beginning when they were able to get on Sindelar with some aggressive counseling, and he responded well. Good for him.
10 yards passing in the first 2 drives, 499 since. As we go back to our studios and a T-Mobile update with Mike Hall. How about that Army team? Nobody wants to play Army, especially early in the year. Gets that triple option. We were there last week in Michigan. Don Brown said he'd been preparing for that Army game for a long time. The offense, though, has been stymied today by Army. Second down for Horvath. And Horvath breaking tackles. Bangs his way out near a first down.
Now that looked familiar right there. Looked a little bit like Mike Allstott.
Did a little bit.
Remember that? Allstott was a little thicker than him, but they have the same kind of style. Just watch how he finishes this thing. Horvath's going to get off the edge. Once he gets the corner, now watch this. Boom. That's a heck of a hit. He just like brushed that off and picked up the first.
And a chance to bleed a little more clock here with 3:52 and counting to go. Purdue looking to even their record at 1-1. Nothing but Power 5 opponents left on the schedule for the Boilermakers. Low snap, and Sindelar just going to get down, maintain the possession, and keep that clock running. Here's the schedule to come. TCU next week on prime time here on BTN, then the bye week before conference play begins. The road trips in conference at Penn State, at Iowa, at Northwestern, and at Wisconsin. The only ranked teams on the schedule
Vanderbilt
are on the road for the Boilermakers. Quick timeout. We'll step aside for a quick 30 seconds.
30-second timeout.
3 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. Vanderbilt with 1 timeout left, using their second a moment ago to stop it with 3:31 left in a 42-24 Purdue lead. Second down and 13 for Jeff Brom's Boilermakers. Here's Horvath, second down, and Horvath cannot shed Michael Owusu.
Third and final charge
Timeout used
timeout
by Vanderbilt. Stops the
Please
clock
reset
with
the game clock to
3:23 to go. Another 30-second step
3:26
aside
on the
for
game
us.
clock, please.
3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter here at Ross-Ade Stadium. Purdue with a 42-24 lead. Xander Horvath has been the guy being asked to carry the load here as they try to burn clock. He's back out there at the running back spot for Jeff Brom. But it's been the quarterback, Elijah Sindelar, who's carried the team today with the help, of course, of Rondale Moore. Moore with 220 receiving yards. Sindelar going to keep it. Sindelar on the run, and he's short of the first down at the 23-yard line, 6 yards shy. Deshaun Jerkins with the tackle for Vanderbilt.
Whether he's 6 yards shy or 8 yards shy would have made a difference. So you don't have to take a hit there. He should just get down.
Dimitri Moore stays down. Sindelar still in that tent.
Plummer's just a redshirt freshman. Coach Brom is a fiery guy, isn't he? I think he's a really good coach. He's one of those guys who gets a good feel. He's a field play caller. You saw that today. But he also starts every game with a script. Very Bill Walsh-like.
Shorter script, though, that Bill Walsh used, right?
Yeah, well, Bill usually scripted the first 15 plays. He told me he scripts 8. And like every good play caller, you can go off it at any time. But there's things in there you want to see how they're going to react to, and that's what you use a script for.
Purdue uses the timeout, using as much clock as they can. 2:33 and counting to go. You see Jack Plummer warming up, the freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. And he makes a point to tell people, I'm from Arizona. My last name is Plummer. I am no relation to Jake Plummer, the former quarterback from Arizona State. Has the same name, kind of sounds the same, but he is no relation to Jake Plummer. Good young quarterback, though, in his own right, out of Gilbert, Arizona. Redshirted a year ago. They like his future here at Purdue. Fourth and 6, and pressure coming in on Cormier. He just got rid of it. Fair catch called for and made at the 46-yard line. Max Worship with the pressure nearly got to Brooks Cormier. Now Michigan trails. That's in overtime right now. Army scoring a touchdown in overtime. Michigan trailing in overtime 21-14. Ohio State with a big 42-0 win earlier today over Cincinnati. Tonight, Penn State matching up with Lance Leipold Buffalo. Iowa 30-0 over Rutgers. Deuce Wallace, the quarterback now for Vanderbilt. From the 46, swing pass to Justice Shelton Mosley. Trying to bob and weave, and he's down inbounds. No timeouts for Vanderbilt. Clock will continue to run as Kenneth Major made the stop.
And keep in mind that Army, West Point, had a chance to win that game in regulation with a field goal.
50-yarder was short. 2nd and 9, swing pass to the edge. This is Bostic, and Bostic tripped up. Very close to the first down. He'll get it, and that'll stop the clock with 1:52 to go in the fourth. Dedrick Mackey with the tackle.
So all they're doing right now is just they're sitting back. They're going to let all those underneath throws be had.
And again, the swing to the edge. Chris Pierce was out there, but James Bostic with the grab, and Bostic makes the catch at the 40-yard line. So we're done here. Part of a triple header with a flag down. A little juggling catch made by Bresnahan, and he's down at the 39-yard line, and the flag down. We'll discuss with
Offside,
a minute 32 to go.
Number 98, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Kai Higgins. Offsides. Purdue and TCU next week here on BTN in prime time. That's going to be fun. On second down, it's Jackson Winrow. And Winrow the first to the 31-yard line. That'll stop the clock. Deuce Wallace getting a chance to get a little feel for the game here. Purdue about to improve to 1-1 on the year. Vanderbilt will fall to 0-2.
Sooner or later, here they go.
Pressure coming, in trouble. Karloftis brings down Deuce Wallace. Derek Barnes with the initial surge, and he looped right into the arms of the freshman. Second down. Short throw, skips incomplete. 47 seconds to go. Third down coming up. Bostic, the intended receiver.
Nick Holt has to feel good about the way his defense showed up today.
Nick did not look pleased in that shot that we had a moment ago. But until that final gun sounds, Nick's rarely out of intense mode on the sideline. Wallace chased, throws back over the middle to Brooks. Keon Brooks down at the 21-yard line. They'll mark him at the 20 with a first down and a pickup of 10. Navon Mosley, Cornell Jones there. Boy, that banged up secondary for Purdue today. All three guys have seen action. Mosley, Major, and Mackey.
Yep, they
battled through it. On first down, Wallace under pressure from Barnes, got away, and he'll throw to the sideline, tipped out of bounds by Marcus Bailey.
Barnes played well today. Bailey played well today. Karloftis had pressure a bunch. I thought the secondary played pretty well today also. I mean, there's a lot of yards here that were given up in the passing game. So they're throwing for almost 480 yards here. But I thought the coverage was actually pretty good.
21 seconds remaining. A lot of offense today, a lot of yardage between these two teams. Over 1,000 yards combined. Wallace deflected and incomplete. Jack Sullivan, redshirt freshman from Plainfield, Illinois. Bats that one down.
He just gets his hands up, gets in the lane. That's what you want to do. Get on the edge. So you watch him as he's rushing the passer. You beat half a man, not a full man. He did well there.
Motion across. Bresnahan, the man in motion on third down and 10. Over the middle, setting up there is Pierce, and Pierce takes it inside the 10. It'll be first and goal at the 9.
Wallace's pass.
They get this playoff in the last one.
First and goal.
On first and goal, probably the final play that's batted down. Sullivan with his second spike, and that spike brings the ball game to a close, and the Boilermakers with a home opening win to go to 1-1 on the year.
They did what they had to do. They knew they were going to have struggle a little bit with the run game, and they did, but they threw for over 500, so you'll take that.
And a nice bounce back, Matt, for a Purdue team that was shocked last week at Nevada.
One of the things they wanted to be was consistent, and they were that today, thanks to Rondell Moore.